Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and I know I said in a previous video that I was going to review the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus as my next review, but I hadn't counted on me reading the entire book of this and finishing it very quickly, and so I'm going to review this first, and that is The Walking Dead Volume 2, Miles Behind Us. This is, of course, written by Robert Kirkman, and now the art is Charlie Adlard doing the art instead of Tony Moore. This collects issues 7 through 12 of The Walking Dead, and so where we left off last time, Shane, Shane as Rick Grimes' partner, or his sheriff partner, he had, Shane pretty much went nuts and was gonna try to kill Rick after this whole thing with Lori and Shane having had relations together and Rick finding out and this whole big thing, and Shane was in love with Lori, and so Shane was gonna take Rick out, and then Carl shot Shane, and a whole big mess happened. Well, this trade starts off. These first 2 pages of this trade, I hated reading it today, and I just hate looking at it because I've said in my last Walking Dead review that I hate the fact that Lori cheated on Rick even though she didn't know if he was alive or not, and just them saying that was bad enough for me. But in the first, well, actually in the first 3 pages, I should say, in the third page or the second and third page, it pretty much goes into a little more detail on that, and I absolutely hate looking at it. It's well written. This entire book, all of The Walking Dead, all of what I read, and apparently everything further beyond because everybody loves The Walking Dead. Well, so far all I've read is just amazingly written. I have no problems with the writing or the continuity or the story or anything. The only problems I have is that it makes me so angry on just how it's just one after another, just bad things happen, and I want Rick to succeed so much, and I want him and the rest of everybody else to be fine so much that whenever Lori having a relation with Shane pops up, I just get so angry about it, and I just hate knowing about it. It just kills me. And they did not pull any punches with that in this trade, because now Lori in this is gonna have spoilers by the way, but Lori in this is now pregnant, and Rick he states that him and Lori had only had relations once in the month that he's been there, so this is probably Shane's baby, but nobody wants to think of that, and just that drives me so crazy, just knowing all of this, and it's just so, again, one after another, just things go bad, and I cannot stand it. It hurts my heart. But anyways, besides the whole Lori and Rick situation, there's more things that happen. There's some new characters that come into play. One of the main characters' name is Tyrese, ex-pro NFL football player, and he's done a lot of other jobs as well, and he seems like a pretty good guy. Him and Rick definitely get along very well. They make a great team together, and he's just a really great character that I'd like to pull for as well. And he brings with him his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend. His daughter's name is Julie, and the boyfriend's name is Chris. And this Chris guy I don't like, because he's always trying to force himself on to Julie, and Julie's always like, oh, when the time is right, we can, link up. trying to keep this a little bit little less rated than R. But it's hard to talk about The Walking Dead without talking, about serious subject matter. So, anyways, so Chris, I don't really like, and just so many things happen. Like I've said twice before, one after another, bad things seem to happen, but then also good things seem to happen, and but it's mostly all bad in this one. Carl gets shot. Carl gets shot in the shoulder, and even though I know that he pulls through because I haven't read any more Walking Dead past this, but I've seen of course the show continues on. Carl's alive in that, and there's covers of The Walking Dead with Carl on it, so that I've seen. So of course I know that Carl survives, but still I thought he wasn't gonna make it, just because again it's just so many bad things happen throughout this trade that one more bad thing to happen, right? Anyways, he gets shot by this guy named Otis. And Otis is part of another group of people that are actually they're not even camped out, they're living on a farm with a friend of theirs. And it's a big farm, and there seem to be no real problems over there. And they have a lot of space. And it's being run by a man named Herschel and his family that is alive, and some of their neighbors that they had around. And Herschel's allowing them, the whole Rick's group, he's allowing them to stay there because Carl was shot, and he's the one that repaired Carl's shoulder and took the bullet out and patched him up and everything. And then there's just things that turn for the worse later on here, and unfortunately there's more deaths within Herschel's group of people, and there's a death in the main group of people consisting of Rick Grimes and all of them, and that's Alan's wife, Donna. Donna gets killed because she's being a little careless when they find this neighborhood and they're trying to clear out houses of zombies, and she's being a little careless, a little too excited to go looking through the house, and she doesn't notice that zombies around, and she does get eaten and killed, and it's very sad. And Alan takes it really hard, and so did the kids, their two kids, and throughout the rest of this, Alan is pretty much mute, and except for when anybody tries to give him advice, especially Andrea in the last trade, she lost her sister to one of the zombie attacks, and so she tries to help Alan through this by telling her that you have to pull through this because of your kids. And Alan is just he's a mess, and he's just yelling back at her, and it's very sad. A lot of this is very sad, and then a lot of bad things happens to Herschel's family, and all of that is very sad. And by the end of this, Herschel kicks out the main group of people that we follow. He kicks them out from their farm area, and it's just everything is not looking too good for anybody, except at the end. This time, at the end of the trade, we're left with some optimism, because the group finds a penitentiary, a prison, pretty much, that's gated off, and I'm pretty sure that they see a bunch of walkers inside, zombies, but they're optimistic that they can clear out the zombies that are there, and they'll find some food and definitely some beds to sleep in, and I feel like this is going to be their new home at this jail. So, I don't know. There's still a lot more Walking Dead for, this is just issue 12, and, they're at the issue like 104, 105 right now, so I'm definitely not expecting things to go great at this jail. I expect them to be on the move, and we'll just see where it goes from here. Definitely have a lot more Walking Dead to read. I have the third trade in my box over there, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, just that for the mechanics of this, Robert Kirkman, of course, writing, and the writing, like I said, is always great. But talk about Charlie Adlard on art. At first, I was kind of missing the Tony Moore art, but this Adler art is very similar to Tony Moore. There's just slight changes, slight differences, but once you get a little bit deeper into this, you can definitely see the similarities, and it's almost like Tony Moore is drawing. It's just some differences, but I know that Adler stays on the book on Walking Dead to all the way to what they're doing now. They haven't changed artists, so definitely looking forward to his art. I have no problems with it. It's still quite similar to Tony Moore. And I'm just looking forward to the next trade. I don't want to read all my trades too quickly, but I'm definitely excited to read it, because it's just a great story. And I think that even if you don't like zombies, if you're not a zombie fan, because I know I'm not really a zombie fan besides Night of the Living Dead and now The Walking Dead, even if you're not a zombie fan, you can definitely enjoy these, because these are more than just zombie books. They're character stories, and they're very character driven, and you just you want these characters to pull through at the end, and you feel just like with them that help is going to be on the way, but I'm pretty sure that help is nowhere in sight. Well, anyways, that's my review on The Walking Dead Volume 2. Again, miles behind us. And yeah, so definitely, if you haven't started reading Walking Dead, try out the first three trades at least. I haven't read the third trade. I'm pretty sure it's going to be great, just as the last two were. And, keep watching. I'm Wellington signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown, and I'll see you guys next time.